The Fire Prevention Series presents Locked Out, but Not Locked In. We've worked hard to build our homes and even harder to secure it. So we bound ourselves by high walls, burglar-proof doors, and burglar-proof windows. Though security to us often prioritizes keeping intruders out, that can become a challenge. Far too often, we are found safe within our premises, but eventually too safe for our own good, leaving us in an unfortunate predicament of experiencing great difficulties in times of an emergency. Understanding this, the Trinidad and Tobago Fire Service, in conjunction with the Trinidad and Tobago Bureau of Standards, has developed codes for the following: emergency exits, burglar proofing, emergency doors, and emergency windows. Harboring on this initiative was Gabriel Lezama of Sandy Grande. Lezama, a welder by trade, constructed this foolproof method of ensuring your home's exit is key-free. Here, he demonstrates a keyless fire escape, or emergency escape burglar proofing, utilizing a series or a one-turn quick-release mechanism fastened behind a safe plate. You and your loved ones can safely evacuate the premises in the event of any emergency within your home, whether it's day or night. So don't leave home without your key, and don't leave without hearing this short message.
The Trinidad and Tobago Fire Service implores you to plan, prepare, and practice your escape. And remember, fire safety begins with you.
A very serious message in a serious time, and I'm so happy that the fire service have embarked upon this public awareness campaign. They always bring forward great information, but I think what we would have experienced as a nation earlier on this year really pulled at the heartstrings, that unfortunate situation there in Maraval. And I think coming out of that incident, and again to the family and friends of those who lost their lives there, we still extend our deepest condolences and love. But the conversation is even more potent coming out of that particular situation and the many situations you would have seen over the months and years gone by. And to shed some light, we want to welcome the PR, Welfare and Research Department fire officer in that particular division, Mr. Ansar Ali, to the top of the Zoom screen. Mr. Ali, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Thank you for having us. Good morning again to your listening and viewing public.
Indeed, and it's a pleasure to have you on with us. And we also have Fire Prevention Officer Jude Rogers to the bottom of the Zoom screen. Mr. Rogers, good morning.
Pleasant good morning to the listenership and viewership this morning.
You know, coming out of that intro, I think it's such a important time to bring forward the message, because that was the scenario there in Maraval. Those who were caught in that particular blaze could not get out, and it's Fire Prevention Week. I guess the holistic conversation is how to prevent fires, but in the case where the unfortunate happens, it must be some kind of plan, some measure to escape, and I'm happy that you all are on to shed some light. Let me bring in Mr. Ali first to give some opening remarks. Go right ahead, Mr. Ali.
Okay, so Fire Prevention Week is held annually in the month of October. It's an international issue that we look at because of the fact that we realize that lives are being lost all over the world. In Trinidad, we have an average of 700 structural fires per year. Over a 5-year period, we realize that our statistics are growing, and it is something that we try to do this to bring down the statistics. We have one life loss is too many, and we focus on this drive during Fire Prevention Week to reduce the loss of life, to save lives, to prevent the destruction of property by fire, and so on. So we come out to the public, we meet, we greet with the public to sensitize them, have them made aware of what we are doing, and have our presence felt in the communities.
Thank you, Officer Ali. I want to bring Officer Rogers now into the discussion, because the theme for Fire Prevention Week 2021 is plan, prepare, practice your escape. tell me the justification and the timing of this particular theme for Fire Prevention Week.
JW, you alluded to it a little while ago when you identified the tragic scenario that happened in Maraval. The fire service has been singing this message for quite some time. But what we realize, what is required now is action on the part of the general public. So we've come up with some sort of theme, or we've come up with a team that we believe would direct persons in the right direction. So when we say plan, we mean ask yourselves the following questions. Do you know the number for the fire service? Do you have a smoke detector or smoke detectors in your bedrooms? Can it alert you in the dead of night? Do you have fire extinguisher that is serviceable and ready for use located in your homes? And do you have an evacuation plan? So when we say plan and we say prepare, we are asking you, is your home's fire safe or is it fire ready? And are you prepared to respond in the event of an emergency?
Would you recommend families at home with young children going through drills? And if so, I would assume the answer here is yes. How does one prepare or even put forward a drill? What's the basic drill practices or the best method you could do a drill at home to get your family aware and up to speed in case of an emergency with fire?
So let me, and I'm glad that you asked that question, JW. The answer to that is very straightforward. There is an international or there's a standard set procedure that you want to follow. But before you begin to do all that, you need to look around your home, ensure that you have more than one ways out of your home, ensure that your exits are not blocked, and then you begin the process of planning and practicing with your family. So step one, dial in. When you are alerted to a fire, you must raise an alarm. That means you must shout out to each family member if you don't have these smoke detectors that alert you, fire, fire, fire. Make everyone in your home aware, alert them. Dial 990 is your second step, and you must give the fire service pertinent information that they can locate your home in the shortest possible time. At that point in time, you would like to simultaneously begin your evacuation process. So we are saying walk quickly in a brisk manner, do not run, because that will cause panic and you can trip, you can fall. If the fire is to the front of your building, use the exit that you may have to the back, vice versa. When you get outside, you don't just stand around, you get to your muster point. It could be the street light over the road, so you can be easily identified when the fire service arrives. And at that point in time, the last step, you would want to conduct a roll call, not a head count, but a roll call where you identify by name each member of your family. Those are the steps that we would like you to practice with the very little ones, and even for your age or persons who may be disabled, we must take them into consideration.
Where can folks go? I want to bring Mr. Ali now into the discussion as it relates to more information, just general best practices, ways you could reach out to your neighborhood fire station to just touch base and understand the importance of the drill, of understanding your escape route, being able to put a plan in place to come out. Because as the video would have shown, we pay so much attention and we want to prevent elements from coming in, but sometimes we could be trapped in our own space if an emergency comes up. So where can we go for more information?
We can visit each station. There are 25 fire stations throughout the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago.
So you could just walk in? You could walk in the front door?
Just walk into one of these fire stations, any one of these fire stations, particularly the fire prevention sections, and make your queries, may have these issues treated with. It's simple. It is very simple.
What about permits for lighting fires? Because people sometimes will just, again, to dispose of debris, go to a backyard, go to empty lot of land, put the stuff there, petrol, whatever, light it up. What's the scenario when it comes to lighting fires, permits, and I guess disposing of debris?
The bushfire season is held annually from December 1st this year to June 30th the following year. The process is if you have debris or to burn and it cannot be disposed of in the normal process through garbage disposal, and it is your desire to burn it off. One, it must not be in any part of the city limits. like for example, San Fernando, Port of Spain, or Arima, and so on. In order to dispose of it, you go to the fire station, there's a fire guardian, there will be a fire guardian there, and they will fill out an application form. Right now, it's a $10 fee. You pay for an inspection, the fire guardian visits the location, makes sure that you have all the necessary requirements needed for burning, and a permit is then issued. The permit is issued for you to do the burning within a specific time. And it's a simple process.
Okay, just wanted to find out. I mean, the reality is many people just, haphazardly just put forward the debris and burn it. But again, I would imagine if one is caught or if things get out of control, there are indeed penalties and you could be under some serious problems, right?
Yes,
if you don't follow the rules, what are the penalties if you're caught doing an illegal fire?
The penalty right now is $25,000.
Okay.
If being caught.
Okay.
If caught and prosecuted.
Okay. I want to bring Mr. Rogers in for the final words, closing comments as we again celebrate and give a definite spotlight to this Fire Prevention Week.
All right. Thank you very much again, JW. The fact of the matter is the Trinidad and Tobago Fire Service is now in a position where we are being very proactive. We recognize the challenge that faces our nation with the total amount of deaths over the last 5 years being 84. We recognize that is 84 too much. And so the Chief Fire Officer and the entire administration and all the fire service members are reaching out to members of the public to let you know that there are options. You can check us out on TT_Fire Service and also on our Facebook page, Trinidad and Tobago Fire Service Facebook page, where we will continue, not only now, but into the Diwali season, where we have a lot of fireworks that will be coming on board, and into the Christmas season. We are there to support you, and we are there to make sure that you are aware of the dangers that are around you, and to plan, prepare, and practice your escape so that you will remain free and unencumbered from all of the challenges that come along with fire. And as I always say, remember people, fire safety begins with you.
Officer Ali and Officer Rogers, I would hope that coming closer to that time for Diwali and towards the end of the year, where again, fireworks is part of the celebration, we could probably continue the conversation to again remind folks of best practices and how to be safe, because we have seen so many different incidents of people getting their face and their hand blown off and all kind of different things by not understanding just the basics. So let's set a date for later down so we could continue the conversation. But again, thanks for coming on this morning.
For sure. You're most welcome, sir.
For sure. Officers Ali there and Rogers for the Fire Prevention Week. And again, the theme, plan, prepare, practice your escape. Joel Julian joins us up next. He's around the corner to give us some insight for today's Business Guardian. Stick around.